What you are about to watch is something that genuinely stopped me in my tracks. The team at Supercool just did a live demo showing what their AI art direction feature can actually produce, and I had to share it with you immediately. The concept they are introducing is called art direction. And it matters for two reasons. First, it means the AI does not just execute a prompt, it actually comes up with a strong creative idea before it starts building anything. Second, it runs quality control at the end, reviewing what it created, identifying anything that is off, remaking those parts, and editing everything again until it is satisfied. That combination, strong idea plus quality control, is what separates this from anything else out there right now. To put into perspective how wild this is, think about what it would have taken to produce professional video content 2 years ago. You would have needed a scriptwriter, an art director, a storyboard artist, an animator, a video editor, a sound designer, a music composer, an audio engineer, a voiceover artist, and a project manager just to coordinate all of them. We are talking about something like 30 specialists working together, which is why a single polished commercial 3 years ago could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Supercool's art director handles all of it. It comes up with the concept, chooses the visual style, writes the script, creates the music, generates all the visuals, edits everything together, and then checks its own work. And it does this from a single prompt. Their customer success manager, Jonathan, who has no background in any of those disciplines, used it to create the following ad for their sister company Teach Club. Let's watch.
I'm just an idea, yes I'm only an idea, sitting here on these old schoolhouse steps. I got a head full of lessons I could share with the world, but nobody's heard of me yet. Oh, the old road was long, full of paperwork mountains, code and calendars and bills to pay. A little idea could get lost in the shuffle and just fade away. Then along came Teach Club, shining like a comet. Said, little friend, climb aboard. Here we go, build the lessons. 1, 2, 3 now. Roll the page out, watch it glow. Ring the register, here come the students. Look at your little school bro. Your idea's been waiting on you.
You're not just an idea anymore. TeachClub.com.
And so let's break down what just happened there, because it is easy to watch something like that and just think, okay, that is a nice video. But when you actually think about the individual decisions that were made to produce it, it becomes kind of staggering. Someone, or in this case something, had to decide. This ad should feature a little character that personifies an idea. And the best way to personify an idea is a light bulb. Then it decided the format should be a cartoon. Then it wrote a script that is not just a voiceover, it is actually a full song, because music would carry the message better than narration. Then it chose the genre of that song. Then it designed the staging, selected the visual scenes, picked the angles, defined the aesthetic, and built every beat of the sequence. Then it composed and produced the actual audio track. Then it edited the whole thing together. Then it reviewed it and made sure it was working. Every one of those decisions is a professional skill. Any one of them alone takes years to develop. And they all happened automatically inside a single chat from one brief. Now you might have a personal opinion about whether that specific style is what you would have chosen. That is fine, but separate your personal taste from the objective question of whether it was executed at a professional level, because it absolutely was. The concept is coherent, the execution is clean, the song is written and produced properly, the animation is on brief. That is what professional output looks like, regardless of what tool made it. This is what the Supercool team means when they talk about going to the edge of good. Not average, not passable, actually good. Now let's look at what they built next. Starting from nothing, no brand, no brief, no existing product.
Stop buying serums. I'm serious. Close the tab. Delete your cart. They are all the same. Water, glycerin, a pretty bottle, and a 400% markup. Except this one. Dooley Barrier Reset. This one ruined me. 2 drops in the morning, niacinamide, ceramides, done. My skin drank it. I hate that it works.
That one is worth
Dooley.
pausing on for a second.
Whatever.
Because the creative angle in that ad is genuinely smart. It is an anti-influencer ad. The character is telling you to stop buying skincare products, and then by the end she has somehow convinced you that this particular one is the exception. That closing line, I hate that it works, is the kind of writing that you would expect from a copywriter who has been thinking about this brief for a week. It did not come from a week of thinking. It came from a single prompt. And here is the part that gets even more interesting. There was no skincare brand to begin with. The super cool team did not have a product, a name, a visual identity, or any existing assets. The AI invented the brand, created the character, wrote the script, built the visual world, and delivered a finished ad, start to finish. This is the part that starts to feel a bit surreal because most creative professionals will tell you that the idea is the hardest part. The execution is learnable. The craft can be developed. But coming up with a concept that is actually interesting, that has a real angle, that connects with people, that is what takes experience and instinct, and usually a lot of failed attempts first. And here it is already there. Next, they made an ad for a local pizza restaurant. Same process, one prompt, no existing brand assets.
Can't let him see this.
Marco, put it down.
Marco, what are you doing?
The grandmother watching on the CCTV cameras while her grandson tries to cut corners with pre-shredded cheese. That is a real idea. That is an idea with warmth and comedy and character. The music timing is dead on. The pacing works. And it was all one shot, one prompt, no manual direction given beyond the category. One thing they also pointed out in the demo that I think is really important, every voice you hear in these videos is unique. The AI art director actively avoids the standard handful of AI voices that you hear everywhere. It creates a custom voice for every single character and every voiceover, depending on what the project needs. That alone is a significant detail because one of the things that makes AI-generated content feel generic is when everything sounds like it came from the same 3 or 4 voice presets. Super Cool is specifically designed to push past that. Next, they used it to create a book trailer for an actual client. The client had a thriller mystery novel called The New York Gambit, and they gave Super Cool the full manuscript. That is the entire prompt. Read this book and come up with ideas for a book trailer.
In Manhattan, wars aren't fought with weapons, they're fought with information. Julian Grant built an empire on being seen. Elias Varga built his on never being seen at all. 2 kings went to war, neither noticed the queen, and someone else was moving all the pieces. Every move was already planned. The New York Gambit by Michael Garber.
What I find remarkable about that one is the level of tone matching. A thriller noir book trailer has a very specific feel, specific pacing, specific visual grammar, and it landed that. It read the manuscript, understood the genre, generated a concept, produced it, and delivered something that actually fits the source material. And then they moved on to building a t-shirt brand from scratch. No brief, no name, no existing product. Just, let's come up with a t-shirt brand and then make an ad for it.
Some things shouldn't be shouted, so we set them in metal. Ink them by hand. Impress them once into 8 ounces of cotton. No slogans, no noise. One line chosen carefully. Worn like you mean it. Said, say it once.
What is happening with each one of these is an enormous amount of creative and technical work that normally requires a team happening in a single conversation. The AI is not filling in a template. It is making actual decisions. What is the brand identity? What is the visual tone? Who is the audience? What is the message? What format serves that message best? What does the music need to do? How does the editing need to feel? These are judgment calls that experienced professionals spend careers learning to make well. Then they tried something different. They took a real piece of music, a song that actually exists, and used Super Cool to create an original music video for it. Here is how the process worked. The AI generated a concept with multiple treatment options. They picked the one they liked. It then created what is called a universe Bible, which is essentially the visual world of the video, with a beat sheet that maps every moment of the song to a specific visual event. Then it created an image for every moment. Then it generated video clips from each of those images. Then it reviewed every clip, identified the ones it was not happy with, remade them, and edited the whole thing together. Then it synced the lip movements. Then it delivered the final cut. That whole process minutes, a complete music video with a defined visual world, consistent character, lip sync, and proper editing. 30 minutes. For context, professional music video production, even at a modest level, typically takes days of pre-production, a full day of shooting, and another day or more of post-production. We are not in that world anymore. Let's look at a movie trailer they made.
For 40 years, he kept the light burning. Until the night, something answered.
It's answering back.
The light was never there to guide the ships in. It was there to keep something out. Some lights aren't there to bring you home.
None of what you're watching was assembled manually. They did not generate 4 seconds here, export it, import it into a video editor, generate 5 more seconds, decide if they matched, adjust the timing, and piece it together. Everything happened inside the chat. The cuts, the pacing, the music, the tension arc, all of it was decided and executed by the AI as a single continuous piece of work. This is the detail that actually matters most technically. The editing decisions, where to cut, how long to hold a shot, when to accelerate the pacing, when to let something breathe, when to drop the music, are genuinely complex decisions. Even experienced film directors wrestle with them. They are the difference between something that feels right and something that almost feels right. And the AI is making those calls correctly, automatically, as part of the same process that generated the footage in the first place. Here is a full music video they created for Super Cool itself.
Cool, we make it move. Every pixel got the juice. Type of dream hit generate. Watch it come alive on cue. Neon lights, we run the booth. Camera flash, we live in proof. Making content, breaking rules. Everything we drop is super cool. Idea in my head at noon. By the afternoon, videos, beats, and art. One app, I'm over the moon. Color smoke and city glow. We don't sleep, we render nights. Posted up, the numbers fly. Super cool, we super cool. Super cool, we make it move. Every pixel got the juice. Making content, breaking rules. Everything we drop is super cool.
Beyond video, they also added the same art direction layer to static graphic ads. The team generated 10 different advertising concepts for Super Cool, all of which are currently running as live ads. And looking at them, the creative thinking is at a level you would expect from a serious agency. Mixed media formats, conceptually layered headlines, visual ideas that actually communicate something. Not just polished graphics, but ideas with a point of view. One of them did not clear quality control the first time, so the AI made a second version and then a third, pushing until it was satisfied. That iterative quality control loop, the AI checking its own work and remaking what does not meet standard, is the thing that changes the output quality ceiling. Now let me show you one more. This one is longer. A full horror movie trailer produced from a single prompt this morning.
Every house remembers. But this house remembers too much. Some things you cover don't stay covered. This year, see what's looking back.
Mommy, why is yesterday still in there?
Everything you just watched came from a single prompt each time. Every video, every ad, every trailer, every music video. One sentence in, finished output out. What Supercool has built here is what they call a harness. The AI art director has a strong creative point of view. It will push back with ideas. It will have opinions on concept and tone and visual style and music. But you are always in charge. You can accept its ideas, redirect them, override them, or give it an extremely specific brief and have it execute exactly that. The art director works for you. Underneath the hood, Supercool is automatically selecting the best available model for each task, whether that is video generation, image generation, script writing, audio engineering, or editing, and updating those selections whenever something better becomes available. You do not have to think about which tool to use for which job. That decision has already been made. The gap between what you can imagine and what you can actually produce has never been smaller, and you do not need a background in any of these disciplines to get there. The customer success manager who made these had no training in script writing, animation, sound design, video editing, or music production. He had an idea and a chat window. That is the shift, and it is a real one.